A seismic shock has hit the American aerospace industry, one that will be felt for years to come. Boeing is laying off 10% of its global workforce, which amounts to about 17,000 employees losing their jobs in a single, sweeping move. This drastic move comes as Boeing faces severe financial troubles, a damaged safety reputation, and a crippling strike that's halted production across multiple sites, leaving entire assembly lines at a standstill. New CEO Kelly Ortberg, just 2 months into the job, delivered the grim news to employees and the public, calling the layoffs a necessary step for survival in an increasingly competitive and uncertain market. The cuts will hit every level, from factory machinists who build the planes to engineers and managers who design and oversee production, sparing no department or division. This marks a fundamental restructuring of one of America's most iconic companies, a name synonymous with innovation and flight for over a century. Boeing's recent history is marred by fatal crashes and safety scares, events that have shaken the company to its core and reverberated throughout the industry. These incidents have drawn intense scrutiny from regulators, eroding public trust and forcing Boeing to confront its internal practices and priorities. Leadership insists these tough decisions are vital to stabilize the company and ensure its future, even at great short-term cost to its workforce and reputation. The layoffs cast a long shadow over the U.S. aviation sector, as Boeing is a cornerstone employer and supplier for airlines, defense agencies, and countless smaller businesses worldwide. This isn't just a financial crisis. It's a reckoning with deep issues in Boeing's culture and operations, raising questions about leadership, safety, and the future of American manufacturing. As the news settles, workers face an uncertain future, grappling with the reality of job loss and the challenge of starting over. Industry observers and analysts are left wondering, can these drastic measures truly save Boeing, and at what cost to its legacy and the broader economy? The company's future, and that of thousands of families who depend on it, now hangs in the balance as a new chapter begins for Boeing and its people. Boeing's sweeping layoffs are a direct response to a deepening financial crisis that has shaken the very foundation of the company. Over the past 5 years, the company has lost a staggering $33 billion, a figure that has sent shockwaves through the entire aerospace industry and left investors deeply concerned. Its latest financial report revealed even greater losses and a cash burn of $1.3 billion in just 1 quarter, putting immense pressure on leadership to act quickly and decisively. The threat of a credit downgrade now looms large, which would make borrowing even more expensive for Boeing and could further erode confidence in the company's future. Costly setbacks, including massive write-downs, production delays, and the ongoing strike, have forced Boeing to slash expenses just to stay afloat and avoid even deeper losses. Leadership says these cuts are unavoidable if Boeing is to survive, regain stability, and eventually compete again on the global stage. The goal is clear: stabilize finances, stop the relentless cash bleed, and build a leaner, more sustainable business model for the future. But every dollar lost and every day of halted production adds to the mounting pressure. And the human cost, with thousands of jobs at risk, is enormous and deeply felt across communities. Boeing is betting that this short-term pain will eventually lead to long-term survival, but it's a high-stakes gamble with no guaranteed outcome. CEO Kelly Ortberg has framed the layoffs as essential to fix Boeing's deep-rooted problems and restore competitiveness. He emphasizes that these tough decisions are not just about cutting costs, but about fundamentally reshaping the company's future and ensuring its long-term survival in a rapidly changing industry. Ortberg has also announced the end of the 767 freighter program by 2027, marking the close of a significant chapter in Boeing's history and signaling a shift away from older, less profitable aircraft. In addition, there will be a delay for the next generation 707X jet until 2026, a move that reflects both the technical challenges and the need for a more cautious, deliberate approach to new product launches. These moves signal a willingness to let go of legacy products that no longer fit Boeing's vision for the future, and instead focus on developing profitable, advanced models that can drive growth and innovation. The new strategy is clear: shrink the company, concentrate on core products, and rebuild from a more stable foundation, with a renewed emphasis on quality, safety, and operational excellence. Ortberg projects steady leadership, but the risks are high. Boeing must regain trust from employees, customers, and regulators, all of whom are watching closely and demanding accountability. The company's future depends on navigating financial, production, and reputational challenges all at once, with little room for error as public scrutiny intensifies. The world is watching to see if this new leadership can steer Boeing through the storm and restore its reputation as an industry leader. Every decision now is about survival, not just profit, as the company faces unprecedented pressure from all sides. Boeing's transformation is underway, but success is far from guaranteed. The next few years will determine whether these bold moves can truly turn the company around. A massive strike by 33,000 unionized machinists has brought Boeing's manufacturing to a standstill. Production of key planes like the 737 MAX has halted, worsening financial losses and delaying deliveries worldwide. Negotiations with the union have stalled, with workers demanding job security and better benefits. The union blames management for prioritizing profits over people, arguing that years of neglect led to this crisis. The standoff has created a tense, uncertain atmosphere with no end in sight. Every day the strike continues means more lost revenue and reputational damage for Boeing. The silent factories are a stark reminder. Boeing's future depends on its workforce. Resolving this conflict is critical for any hope of recovery. The plan to cut 17,000 jobs will impact every level of Boeing, from machinists to executives. Unlike past downturns, Boeing is moving from temporary furloughs to permanent layoffs, signaling a long-term shift. Employees now face uncertainty and anxiety, with the atmosphere inside Boeing described as tense and somber. The layoffs will ripple through local economies, especially in states like Washington and South Carolina. Small businesses and suppliers will feel the strain as thousands of families tighten their budgets. The human cost is immense: lost jobs, disrupted lives, and eroded morale. Boeing says these cuts are necessary for survival, but that's little comfort to those affected. This is the painful, personal side of a corporate crisis. Boeing is making sweeping changes to its production lines, including ending the 767 freighter in 2027 and delaying the 737X jet to 2026. These moves are part of a desperate effort to conserve cash and focus on core, profitable models. The ongoing strike has halted assembly of bestsellers like the 737 MAX and 787 Dreamliner, disrupting the entire supply chain. Airlines must now adjust their fleet plans, while Airbus gains a competitive edge. These decisions, born of crisis, are reshaping the global aviation landscape. Boeing isn't just cutting jobs, it's recharting its entire future. The company's ability to deliver new aircraft is in question, with far-reaching industry consequences. Every delay and program cut signals just how deep Boeing's turmoil runs. The Machinists' Union has responded to Boeing's layoffs with defiance, accusing leadership of using job cuts as a bargaining tactic. Union leaders blame management for prioritizing shareholder returns over safety, quality, and investment in workers. They argue that the current crisis is the direct result of years of flawed decisions at the top. The union is fighting for more than wages. They want job security, better benefits, and a renewed commitment to U.S. manufacturing. Deep mistrust and anger have hardened the union's resolve, making compromise difficult. This is a battle for the soul of Boeing, not just a contract dispute. Workers feel betrayed, believing they're paying the price for management's failures. The path to resolution is fraught with conflict and distrust. Despite its troubles, Boeing's role as one of only two major aircraft makers gives it a unique resilience. Many see it as too big to fail. Airlines and the U.S. government rely on Boeing, but its protected status doesn't shield it from the damage of ongoing crises. Recent safety incidents have shattered its reputation, leading to intense regulatory scrutiny. CEO Ortberg faces the monumental task of restoring trust, fixing production, and ending the strike, all at once. The company's ability to develop new aircraft is now in question, with regulators more cautious than ever. Mass layoffs, production changes, and labor disputes mark a historic turning point. The decisions made now will shape Boeing's future for decades. Leadership insists these measures are essential, but the outcome is uncertain. Boeing's journey back to health will be long and turbulent. Boeing's crisis sends shockwaves through its workforce, the U.S. aviation industry, and the national economy. 17,000 skilled workers now face an uncertain future, with few options in a shrinking industry. The layoffs will ripple through suppliers and local economies, threatening jobs and stability across the aerospace sector. A weakened Boeing means a stronger Airbus, and potential challenges for U.S. airlines and travelers. The turmoil raises questions about the future of American manufacturing and innovation. Boeing's struggles are a cautionary tale about balancing financial performance with investment in people and quality. How the company navigates this crisis will be a test case for American industry. The immediate future is painful and uncertain for thousands of families. The choices made now will shape not just Boeing, but the direction of U.S. industry for years to come.